Now on Fast Track News. The investigation continues into a death that occurred over the weekend at Wiley Hall.
Plus, a look at the turnout from early voting at the COREC before we begin gearing up for Election Day.
All your campus news, weather, and sports is straight ahead. Fast Track is back. Happy Friday, Boilermakers. I'm Yumi Colombo.
And I'm Kyla McElroy. It's Friday, November 1st. Here's a look at your campus news for the week. First, the Tippecanoe County Coroner's Office confirms a forensic autopsy was performed on Purdue student Monday after they were found in Wiley Hall late afternoon. The coroner identified the student as 18-year-old Connor Simmons of Lafayette. Coroner Carrie Costello said preliminary results showed no significant injuries or indications of foul play. However, the cause and manner of death are still pending. Funeral arrangements have been released. Visitation will be from Sunday from 3 to 7 at Solar Baker Funeral Home in Lafayette. The funeral is scheduled for Monday at 11 at St. Mary Cathedral. In response, counseling and psychological services, along with the Office of the Dean of Students, have provided on-site counseling for Wiley Hall students in need of support. For anyone seeking assistance, mental health resources are available through CAPS. Visit their website or call 765-494-6995 for crisis support. Our thoughts are with the students' family and the Purdue community during this difficult time.
We had a bit of a rainy Halloween, but will that continue to move into November?
Also, will we see any more 80-degree days? Meteorologist Alice Kirkove is here with a first look at the forecast.
Yes, so we are going to see a little bit of rain going into this weekend, but as for 80-degree days, not anymore for the upcoming week. Actually, today, Friday, November 1st, is a high of 59 degrees. So as we go into the month of November, we're starting out strong to have a little more fall or almost winter-like weather. We have a 0% chance of rain, and then the wind is going to stay at just a nice breeze blowing in northwest. So something to keep out for here is time change. They are going to change on Sunday at 2 a.m. and at 2 a.m. they're going to go back to 1 a.m. And the biggest thing for this is your internal body, are going to change a little bit because the sunrise is now at 7:20 a.m., but the sunset is at 5:40. So we're used to the sunrise being around 8:30 and the sunset being around 6:30. So that's going to change a little bit here. Now, some of my forecast points is how daylight savings can affect you. I will go over that a little bit more on how that can impact your day. And then chance of rain early next week. We will see our first chance of rain actually on Sunday. And then also, when will we start to see some holiday weather get into this mix in November?
Purdue is once again expanding the Purdue University Airport. The Federal Aviation Administration announced that the airport will receive a $1.5 million grant to help build a new terminal. The 9,000 square foot terminal will be named the Amelia Earhart Terminal, and it will have a number of features that can be found in airport terminals around the country. These include baggage claim, ticketing and passenger screening, a waiting area, and even restrooms. Construction is already underway with the terminal set to open next September.
Purdue alumni Sully Sullenberger is returning to Purdue on Monday, November 4th, to take part in the Presidential Lecture Series. Sullenberger is famous for piloting the Miracle on the Hudson in the year 2009. After a bird strike caused the plane to lose power, Sullenberger successfully landed on the Hudson River, saving the lives of more than 100 passengers and crew on board. The title of the talk is How a Life's Commitment to Excellence Saved 155 People Aboard U.S. Airways Flight 1549. It will be moderated by Purdue President Mung Chang and Elliott Hall of Music. While the event is free and open to the public, a general admission ticket is still required. A link to register for tickets can be found at events.purdue.edu. The event will start at 4 p.m., but the doors will open at 3.
Purdue Provost Patrick Wolf announced last week that a new leader has been chosen for the College of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Brett Marsh will lead the college and become hospital CEO starting November 4th. He will take over for Dean Willie Reed, who is stepping down after serving 17 years in the role. Dr. Marsh is a Purdue alum. He is currently the Indiana State veterinarian. According to a university news release, Dr. Marsh has held several national leadership roles, including serving as special detail to the U.S. Secretary of Ag after 9/11, president and chair of the Indiana Veterinary Medical Association, and he's also assisted the American Veterinary Association as a state delegate and treasurer. The AMVA awarded Marsh with its Public Service Award in 2019. He was also given the National Pork Board's Distinguished Service Award in 2020. An update now to a story from last week. Early voting was held at the COREC on October 24th, and we now know just how many people took advantage of casting their ballot on campus. According to the Tippecanoe County Board of Elections, 1,312 people voted that day. Early voting continues in other locations around the county, and of course, on Election Day. The closest voting location to campus on Election Day is West Lafayette City Hall in Chauncey Village. Golf cart rides are available for anyone with mobility issues. Purdue Student Government posted a message on Instagram saying they will offer bus rides to Faith West Community Center, another voting location, on Election Day. Just arrive at the COREC Circle between 10 and 5, and don't forget to bring your voter ID.
Election Day is just a few days away, and there will be a watch party on campus at the John Martinson Honors College. As the election results trickle in, you can enjoy free pizza, games, giveaways, and discussion inside Honors Hall. The Purdue Channel will also once again have a live broadcast. Students from communication, political science, history, and other majors will bring you results, live interviews, and panelists to weigh in on the impact of the 2024 election. You're looking at a video from the last election night back in 2022. We're looking forward to another exciting evening.
Up next, Alex Kirkove is back with a look at the forecast.
And still to come, a look at Purdue's men and women's basketball exhibition games. And stick around to see what people wore for Halloween.
Coming up, I will get more in depth on this rain that we are going to see starting on Sunday and working its way into next week. I'll have more up in my full forecast.
If I could describe Boilersfield DC in one word, I would say insightful. I've done a couple internships in DC, but this experience was different and opened my eyes into what other aspects of DC has to offer in networking and relationships as well.
If I could describe BGDC in one word, I would say eye-opening. I've been to DC a couple times before, but I have had nowhere close to an experience as immersive or as informative as the BGDC experience.
If you're interested in politics and you want to get into working in government, this is a good experience for you.
It was something I initially myself really wanted to do, but I know there were a lot of people that might be on more of the fence about it. And I truly think BGDC was worth every penny, every time I did a reflection. Absolutely worth it.
If I can describe BGDC in one word, it's life-changing.
I was too busy. I'm sorry.
Well, happy Friday, Boilermakers, and happy November 1st. Starting out for the month of November, it's actually kind of cool out today with a high of 59 and a low of 37. We have a 0% chance of rain today, so you can brush off that rain from your raincoat from last night and just enjoy a cooler day, but not a rainy day. Now, something I want to pay attention to is the time change that is happening this Sunday. There was a survey of 2,000 Americans, and 40% of them actually dread the fallback. And it also is reported that it takes about 13 days for your internal clocks to get used to the fact that we fall back an hour. And actually only 35% of people think that that extra hour is worth it. So again, make sure on November 3rd, Sunday, that you change your clocks back an hour. Now, looking at our weekend outlook here, On Friday, again, the high is 59, so a pretty chilly day. But Saturday, when our Boilermakers are playing at Ross-Ade, it's going to be a mostly sunny day with a high of 65 degrees. And then Sunday is when that next wave of rain comes in. We can see scattered showers throughout the day, but with a high of 70. Now looking at our game day planner, the kickoff is at noon, 65 degrees. Halftime, we can probably see it warm up to about 70 degrees if those clouds kind of stay out of the way. And then post-game, 4 o'clock, 4-ish, I want to say. You never know how long those football games will go on for. Is about 68 degrees, and then it will rapidly cool off, especially with more of that rain coming in. Again, rain chance is 5% on that day. We could see scattered showers in the evening as we prepare for rain on Sunday. And again, winds, they'll stay pretty consistent. Just a light breeze. Probably won't feel anything at all. Now, for the next 5 days, what I want to look at here is all the rain that's coming in. We have chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And again, you can see here, this is on November 5th and 6th. So as it's working its way in, it'll cover actually most of Indiana, and then they'll have a second round of rain that will come in. So we're going to have a good washout here in the next couple of days. And the other thing is, with it being November 1st, a lot of people like to start now celebrating the holidays, and so people are ready to really have that sweater weather and ready to cool down. And with that, we can see this is the fluctuation. So when you see the fluctuation in temperature, that's also taking into play night and day. So it obviously cools down later on in the evenings. But as you can see here, and as we'll go over more in my 7-day outlook, it's going to stay pretty mild, 60 to 70 degrees, and even into next week as we work our way into November. Now, I wanted to do something here for all of you guys who are missing home or excited to go back, in the next couple of weeks, or even looking forward to Thanksgiving break. I decided to break down actually what the highs and lows were just in different parts of the U.S. So as you can see here, if you're dreading the fact that it's 59 degrees today, well, you could be like Seattle, Washington, that's a high of 51, or if you're out, in Phoenix, it's 83. So just something to look out for. And if you actually want to have a place that you're from featured on Fast Track News here for weather, you can comment on our social media. We'll have a post up today on where you want to be featured next and where you want to see the highs and lows where you're from. Now, looking at our 7-day outlook, I've covered a pretty consistent and wide majority of what we are going to see next week. But just to break it down a little bit, Friday today is 59 degrees. Saturday, we're looking at 65. And then into next week, with those a little bit cooler days on Friday and Saturday, we're actually going to see a little bit of a warm up. Some of that will be with the rain showers and storms that are coming in. So the humidity will also be a little bit elevated. And then after those showers kind of make its way through on Tuesday, Wednesday we will see a slight cool down, but sunny skies.
Just ahead, basketball season is around the corner, and with that comes a lot of new faces on the court. I'm Jasmine Studebaker. Don't go away. Sports is next. The Purdue men's basketball team was in action for an exhibition game on Saturday as they took on the Creighton Blue Jays in Omaha. Many wondered what Coach Matt Painter would do for both the small forward and the center position. Painter decided to go with the freshman Jakari Harris for small forward while going with the redshirt sophomore Will Berg at center. While other newcomers such as Daniel Jacobson and CJ Cox got some action as well, it was the familiar faces that got it done. Braden Smith went off for a game-high 31 points. He would also grab 7 rebounds. Trey Kaufman-Wren would add 22 points and 8 rebounds, and Fletcher Lawyer scored 17 points. Unfortunately, the Boilers' perimeter defense was shaky, which led to Creighton knocking down 13 three-pointers. In the end, the Blue Jays' offense was too much, and the Boilers would fall 93-87. The men's basketball team headed back home for one final exhibition game before the season starts. On Wednesday night, Purdue played host to Grand Valley State. The Boilermakers looked to rebound after the loss to Creighton on Saturday. Matt Painter switched up the starting lineup, giving the nod to freshman Daniel Jacobson at center. The Boilermakers utilized their size advantage down low as Trey Kaufman-Renn would get some quick buckets early. The Boilermakers utilized the depth of their squad as 12 players got 10 minutes or more. While Purdue got good outings from Trey Kaufman-Renn and Fletcher Lawyer, it was freshman CJ Cox who stole the show with 15 points off the bench. Fellow freshman Jakari Harris got into double digits with 12 points as well. Purdue's offense would explode in a blowout victory, 99-41. The Boilermakers' regular season starts on Monday as they take on Texas A&M Corpus Christi at 6 p.m. in Mackey. Purdue women's basketball dominated the paint at Mackey Arena Tuesday night, defeating Indiana Tech 101-50. The Boilermakers spread the scoring across the lineup with 7 players hitting double figures. Jayla Smith and Lana McCarthy led the charge, each scoring 15 points, while Sophie Swanson and Reagan Bass contributed 13 apiece. The Boilermakers held a 55-22 rebounding edge and converted 20 offensive rebounds into 16 points. With this win, Purdue is now 4-0 in exhibition games under head coach Katie Gerolds. The Boilermakers will open their regular season at Mackey Arena on November 6th, tipping off against Purdue Fort Wayne at 7 p.m. Zach Edey has been continuing his rookie campaign in the NBA, but last Saturday he did something he has only achieved once in his entire time at Purdue: score a three-pointer. In his third ever game in the NBA regular season, Zach Edey hit his first three-pointer against the Orlando Magic. The Memphis Grizzlies would go on to win the game 124-111, but Edey did not remain involved as he only got 13 minutes on the game, in which he produced 7 points and 1 rebound. Look for Edey to continue to adjust to the NBA as he has 14 more games to play this month. Purdue football aims to notch their second win of the year against a Big Ten opponent that has also not seen much success this year. The Northwestern Wildcats are coming to West Lafayette to take on our Boilermakers tomorrow in Ross-Ade Stadium, November 2nd. Purdue has a great history against the team, having a total of 53 wins to 34 losses all time, including 1 tie, which is not even possible to achieve since overtime rules were put into place in 1996. Last year, the Boilermakers' last matchup with the Wildcats ended up being a 23-15 loss at Northwestern. Some change is also coming for the Boilermakers as they are using both original starting quarterback Hudson Card and his most recent replacement Ryan Brown. Seeing both quarterbacks on the field is Walter's plan since Hudson Card is now free from concussion protocol. Either way, the Boilermakers will need to improve their offense and defense to try and get their second win of the season before playing Big Ten giant Ohio State next week. Purdue volleyball is headed to Maryland tonight to face the Maryland Terrapins at 6:30 p.m. The last time our volleyball team played Maryland, we swept them in 3 straight sets back in last November. The ladies have won 13 times against Maryland and have only lost twice to the Big Ten opponent in the history of the matchup. Purdue is looking to maintain their high ranking at number 11 in the nation. Purdue's Big Ten record heading into the match is 7-3, with Maryland's being 1-9, but Purdue will still have to hold their ground. Maryland volleyball is 1 win away from being 500 this year, and Purdue is coming off a loss to number 8 ranked Wisconsin. The volleyball team continues Big Ten play after the match with Maryland the next day against Rutgers in New Jersey. Purdue's soccer season has been brought to an unfortunate end after an amazing turnaround season by their first-year head coach. The final game of the season was at number 18 Michigan State, where the Boilers suffered a disappointing 3-1 loss. This comes after an amazing first season under new head coach Richard Moody, where the Boilers were able to secure more wins than the 2 previous seasons combined. Finishing the season with 7 wins, 9 losses, and 2 ties, Moody has no reason to not be excited and hopeful for his second year in the program, which will surely bring good things. Purdue held its baseball Halloween bash on Tuesday. Many fans visited Alexander Field as fans and players dressed up in costume for this annual event. The night started off with a scrimmage featuring Purdue's men's baseball team. The players got in on the fun as well as they too dressed up for the occasion. After the scrimmage, hundreds of Boilermaker fans lined up to get candy from their favorite Purdue players. The kids even got to go out on the field. This event marked the end of the fall season for Purdue, but they will return for the regular season starting in February. Now for a quick recap for some other sports around campus. Boiler Wrestling is gearing up to begin their season tonight with a non-conference meet at Gardner-Webb at 6. 5 Purdue wrestlers were nationally ranked in their respective weight classes, including Matt Ramos, who is number 4 in the nation at 125 pounds. And finally, diving into swimming, the Boilers had a co-ed meet this past week at Missouri. The women's team was able to beat the number 25 ranked Tigers 161 to 139, while the men won in a close battle 151 to 149. That's a wrap for sports, but stay tuned. We will be back with more campus news and weather after the break.
Imagine a world where Olympics and Paralympics are unified as one, and where all athletes at all levels have equal opportunities to play and perform at their full potential.
Athletics has been such an influential and transformative aspect of my life. So to me, RISE is about ensuring that every person that has the desire to participate in sport has the opportunity to do so.
This organization is about recognition. We believe in recognizing excellence where it is found, especially in Paralympic sports.
RISE is about driving change in our community and beyond. We hope that through our events and initiatives, we can galvanize people for our cause and inspire them to create an ever-growing network to help achieve our mission.
It's about connecting people of various backgrounds and who truly care about creating meaningful change together.
We develop projects and hold events to bring people together at the interface of inclusivity, sports, and engineering.
Our goal is to promote the equality of all sports and to improve sports performance and accessibility.
Join us so that you can have a major contribution in creating meaningful change.
Now it's time for our question of the week. What did you wear for Halloween? I was my personal favorite, Fancy Nancy. What about you, Kylan?
That's cool. Me and my best friend dressed up as a cop and a firefighter.
That's incredible.
Reporter Becca Schumann asked students what they were for Halloween.
Going as a Toy Story alien.
Patrick Bateman. It's from the film American Psycho.
I'm gonna be a cop.
I'm gonna dress up as Dorothy from Wizard of Oz.
I'm gonna be Britney Spears.
I hope everyone was able to keep their costumes dry with that rain yesterday.
Right, me too. Before we go, we have one last look at the forecast with Alex Kirkhope. Alex, what did you wear for Halloween?
Well, Yumi and Kylan, I love those costume ideas, and I actually dressed up as Sam Sparks from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So it kind of makes sense that I'm up here giving you guys your weather for today. But speaking of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, we do not have any chance of food falling from the sky, but we do have a chance of rain coming up on Sunday. But what I want to take a look at right now is your game day forecast. It is going to be here, West Lafayette, at Ross-Ade, and just to give a little breakdown, it's going to be a very nice afternoon, 65 to start off with around noon. Halftime, again, if those clouds kind of clear out of the way and we get some sunshine, could feel about 70 degrees, and then it will cool down a little bit as we go, obviously, into the evening hours. Low % chance of rain, and also just a still breeze. Now, looking at our full forecast, Friday, Saturday, pretty consistent temperatures, a little bit on the cooler side, and then we have that front move in with rain Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now again, it's not raining hamburgers or spaghetti, it will just be rain for your week next week. And then finishing it off, looking at our full 7-day, Wednesday and Thursday, we will have sunny skies and a little bit cooler of temperatures.
That's all we have for this week. Thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to check back next Friday for all of your campus news, weather, and sports. Have a great weekend, Boilermakers.
Hola from Spain.
G'day, mates.
Buenos dias.
Bonjour.
Hello from South Korea. I'm studying abroad in Valencia, Spain this semester.
I'm studying abroad in Sydney, Australia.
I'm studying abroad in Madrid, Spain.
I'm studying at Seoul National University.
At Issai Super in Toulouse, France.
And I'm really getting to enjoy meeting all the new people and the culture. How different it is from Purdue University.
It is an absolutely fantastic experience.
I'm living my best life.
I can't wait to see you guys all overseas soon. A bientôt.
Adios.
Nos vemos de España.
We are energetic, we are motivating, and we are unique.
I don't think you can beat Quidditch.
At Purdue University, we're not just students, we're future leaders. Join Air Force ROTC to embark on a journey of honor, excellence, and service. Learn, lead, and soar to new heights. It's not just a commitment, it's a calling. Purdue Air Force ROTC, where dreams take flight. Are you ready to rise?
I got a switch in my head. I go from living to dead. You got me seeing all red. Now I'm becoming.
At Purdue University, we're not just students, we're future leaders. Join Air Force ROTC to embark on a journey of honor, excellence, and service. Learn, lead, and soar to new heights. It's not just a commitment, it's a calling. Purdue Air Force ROTC, where dreams take flight. Are you ready to rise?
I got a switch in my head. I go from living to dead. You got me seeing all red. Now I'm becoming.
I'm Rachel, I'm 19 years old, I'm a sophomore in computer engineering here at Purdue, and I'm the president of DAO. So DAO stands for Dance All Out, and it's kind of like a community where all dancers of different skill levels and artists have a space to express themselves and be artists and perform. We perform at things like the AAA Night Market and the VA, the Variation Showcase, at the end of the semester. We even had our own showcase last year, and that was really exciting. DAO not only offers like weekly classes and performance opportunities, but kind of like a really strong community/family to do it with. When people talk about college, or when you see in like coming of age movies, it's all about like the main character finding like the place where they belong, whether it's in school or like extracurricular or like with their friends or another hobby. But like this could be the place where you find like your coming of age moment, and like it could be the place where you discover like a big part of your life.